Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked in our journey toward success, growth, and personal fulfillment. In today's world, it's easy to share every aspect of our lives. Social media, endless conversations, and constant connectivity tempt us to reveal everything. But I'm here to tell you that some things are best kept private. Now let's take a step back and think about how to protect your peace, your power, and your path to success. Here are 8 things you must keep private in 2025. Your dreams are sacred. When you share them too early, people will doubt, criticize, or even offer unsolicited advice that can derail your focus. Keep your goals close to your chest and let your progress speak for itself. Talk about your goals when you're well on your way to achieving them, not when they're still in the planning stages. Every one of us faces challenges, but the struggle is not a show for others. You don't need to broadcast your hardships to earn sympathy. What you need to do is face those struggles with resilience and grace. Your growth in silence will build your strength, and soon enough you'll be on the other side of it, better than before. Money is a powerful tool, but it's a private matter. Whether you're struggling or thriving, it's nobody's business but yours. Talking about your wealth or lack of it can invite judgment, unnecessary competition, and negativity. Stay focused on your journey and let your results reflect your effort, not your words. We live in a world that loves gossip, but if you want strong, healthy relationships, you must keep the details of your personal connections private. Not every fight, not every disagreement needs to be aired. The right people will respect your privacy, and the wrong people will never understand the sacredness of your bonds. Success isn't just about the destination, it's about how you get there. If you tell everyone your roadmap, you're ending distractions, doubts, and disruptions. Success is a personal pursuit. Don't let others' opinions cloud your judgment or your ability to move forward. Keep your plans close and let your actions do the talking. If you're always talking about your next big move, you're giving others time to catch up. It's much better to be a person of action. Let your progress be the statement. By the time they realize what you're up to, you'll be miles ahead. Work in silence and let your results make the noise. We all have moments of self-doubt, but don't wear it on your sleeve. The world doesn't need to know your insecurities. Instead, build your confidence in private. Understand that doubt is a passing emotion, but your resolve is what will carry you forward. Stand tall even when you're unsure. Your inner strength will grow through silence and reflection. Health issues, whether physical or mental, are mentally personal. You don't need to make them public knowledge. Taking care of your health is a sign of self-respect. Don't let the opinions of others dictate how you approach your well-being. Focus on your healing process and stay private with the details. When it comes to your goals, let me tell you this, the most powerful thing you can do for your future is to protect your dreams and visions. You see, your goals are personal to you. They represent what you want to become, where you want to go, and who you wish to be. They are not meant to be shared casually with everyone around you. Too often, we make the mistake of talking about our goals before we're ready. And when we do, we open ourselves up to the opinions of others, the doubts, the criticisms, and the discouragement that come from those who may not see the same vision we have for our lives. People will question your ambition. They'll tell you what's practical, what's realistic, what you should do instead. But here's the thing, your goals are yours. You don't need the approval of others to move forward. What you need is the courage to take the first step, the discipline to keep moving, and the patience to trust the process. If you constantly tell people about your goals, you're inviting their energy into your space. And let me tell you, not all energy is good energy. Some people will cheer you on, but many will offer words that can shake your confidence, even if they don't mean to. You must learn to keep your goals to yourself, not because you don't want to share your successes, but because your focus and clarity are paramount at the beginning stages of any endeavor. Now, I'm not saying you should never tell anyone about your goals. What I am saying is this: tell the people who can help, who can guide, who can push you toward success. Tell those who believe in your vision and are willing to support you through action, not just words. As you pursue your goals, remember that talking about them can often lead to complacency. It's easy to get a sense of fulfillment just by talking about what you're going to do without actually doing it. Keep your goals in your heart, take the necessary action, and let your progress do the talking. When the time is right, when you're moving forward and making tangible steps toward your dream, then and only then, share your victories. Let the results speak for themselves and let your journey inspire others. Until then, protect your goals. Give them the attention they deserve, nurture them quietly, and let them grow in the shadows of your determination. So remember, keep your goals private, not because you're hiding them, but because you're protecting the most valuable thing you have, your future. Let your actions tell the world what you're capable of, and the world will notice. Let's talk about something that everyone goes through, something we often try to avoid discussing: struggles. Every one of us faces difficulties, challenges, and moments of doubt. That's part of life. But here's the thing, you don't need to broadcast your struggles to the world. There's no reward in letting everyone in on your toughest moments. Sure, we all have tough times, but what matters is how you handle them. The way you respond to challenges is what truly defines you. When you're going through a hard time, whether it's in your career, your personal life, or your health, remember that your struggles are part of your growth. They're not something to be paraded around for others to sympathize with, nor are they something to be used as an excuse to stop moving forward. You can't let your struggles become a part of your identity. You've got to keep your focus on the future, on what's coming next, not what's holding you back. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity for growth, and growth often happens in silence. The less you talk about your struggles, the more energy you have to overcome them. People are watching whether you like it or not. And when they see you constantly talking about your problems, they won't see the resilient, capable person you are. They'll see someone who's defined by their difficulties. You don't want to be known for your problems. You want to be known for how you solve them. Now, this doesn't mean you should ignore your struggles or pretend they don't exist. What it means is that you don't need validation from others every time something goes wrong. Keep your struggles private, work through them, and use them as stepping stones to build your future. The more you keep to yourself, the more space you give yourself to heal, to plan, and to rise above. There's a time for vulnerability and honesty, but when you're struggling, the best thing you can do is focus inward. Find strength in yourself and your ability to overcome. You don't need the world to understand your pain, but you do need to understand your power to move through it. Every day you make it through, you get stronger, and those struggles start to become a part of your past rather than your present. So face your challenges with dignity and grace. Let your perseverance be your statement. The less you talk about your struggles, the more you can move through them quietly, steadily, with the knowledge that better days are ahead. Keep your head high and your struggles to yourself, and soon they'll just be a part of your journey, nothing more, nothing less. Let's talk about something that can stir up a lot of emotions: money. Your financial situation is personal, and it's a conversation you don't need to have with everyone around you. Whether you're doing well or struggling, your finances are a reflection of your decisions, your actions, and your actions. They're not meant to be a source of pride or shame, and they certainly aren't something you should openly discuss with anyone who will listen. The moment you make your financial situation public, you open yourself up to unnecessary judgments, criticisms, and comparisons. Now, I'm not saying you should hide your situation from those you trust or who can offer genuine support. But talking about your financial status with people who don't have the same mindset or who don't understand the responsibility that comes with money is never a good idea. People will start offering advice that's often rooted in fear, scarcity, or outdated thinking. And the last thing you need when it comes to money is more fear and doubt. What you need is focus and discipline. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle, to focus on what others have or don't have, but remember this: your financial journey is your own. If you're doing well, keep it to yourself. Don't let others' expectations or envy distract you from your path. Let your success speak for itself. People who are genuinely supportive will see the results of your hard work without you needing to flaunt them. On the flip side, if you're struggling, remember that sharing your financial problems with others rarely helps. It might make you feel temporarily better, but it doesn't change your situation. Instead, it often leads to sympathy rather than solutions. You have the power to change your financial reality, but that change starts with you, your actions, your mindset, and your commitment to improving. The world doesn't need to know about your struggles. What they need to see is your commitment to making a better future for yourself. When it comes to your finances, be wise with your words. Don't overshare, but also don't hold yourself back from seeking help or advice when you need it from trusted individuals who have been there. Be careful about who you turn to for guidance, though, because not everyone's advice is worth taking. The right people, those who understand what it takes to succeed, will offer valuable insights. And when you get there, when you reach the financial freedom you desire, let it be the result of your discipline and strategy, not a topic of conversation. In the end, your financial situation is a private matter. Guard it with respect, focus on doing the work that will move you forward, and let the results of your actions speak louder than any words ever could. The less you talk about money, the more room you'll have to master it. Keep your finances in your control, not in the hands of gossip, advice, or anyone else's opinions. When you do, you'll find that money becomes just another tool, one you can use to create the life you want in your own time, on your own terms. Let's take a moment to talk about something that holds incredible power over our lives: relationships. Relationships shape who we are, who we become, and how we navigate this world. They can either build us up or bring us down. But here's a truth that too many people forget: not every relationship needs to be shared with the world. The details of your personal relationships are sacred, and they should remain between you and the people involved. There's no need to broadcast every moment, every disagreement, or every conflict you have with someone close to you. Too often, we allow the world to get involved in the very things that should stay private. And when we do, we invite unnecessary opinions, judgment, and tension into our lives. Now, I'm not saying you should hide your relationships or pretend everything's perfect when it's not. What I'm saying is that there's a certain strength in keeping your relationships private. The more you share with the world, the more you allow external voices to shape what's happening between you and the people you care about. Relationships require trust, respect, and vulnerability, and the more you open the door to others' opinions, the less safe and sacred that space becomes. People will offer their thoughts on what you should do, how you should handle things, or whether you're making the right choices, but remember, those people aren't walking your path. They don't live your life, and they don't understand the dynamics at play between you and the ones you care about. If you want strong, meaningful relationships, you have to protect them. You don't owe the world an explanation for every conversation, every decision, or every challenge that comes up. Keep things between you and the people involved, and you'll find that the connection becomes stronger, more genuine, more resilient. If something's wrong, work through it in private. Solve your issues with respect, patience, and understanding, and if you need guidance, seek it from people who understand the value of privacy and support, not those who thrive on gossip or drama. We all have different relationships, partners, friends, family, and each one is unique. Some people will be there for a season and others for a lifetime. But regardless of the length or depth of a relationship, the key is this: protect the bonds you share. Now, you don't let others infiltrate what's meant to be a space of trust and respect. Every relationship you have deserves the time and energy to grow naturally without interference. The more you protect your relationships from the noise of the outside world, the more genuine and fulfilling they'll become. Remember, the strength of a relationship isn't determined by how much you share with others. It's determined by how much you invest in it, how much you honor it, and how much care you give it in those quiet, private moments. Keep your relationships safe, keep them sacred, and don't let the outside world dictate how you manage them. When you do this, you'll find that the most meaningful connections in your life are the ones that are built on trust, privacy, and mutual respect, away from the prying eyes and opinions of others. Let's talk about something that can make or break your future, your plans for success. You have dreams, ambitions, and a vision of where you want to be. But here's the truth. The more you talk about your plans, the more you invite distractions, doubts, and interference into your life. People love to have opinions on how you should go about achieving success, and far too often, those opinions come from a place of fear, hesitation, or lack of vision. But your plans for success are just that, your plans. They are meant to be executed with precision and focus, not discussed endlessly with everyone around you. You see, when you constantly share your plans, you give away your energy. You end up spending more time talking about what you're going to do than actually doing it. And when you're always talking, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling like you've already accomplished something just because you've spoken it aloud. The truth is, talking about your plans can actually lead to complacency. It gives you a false sense of satisfaction. You get a little high off the idea of what you're going to do, and before you know it, the excitement fades without any real action. So what should you do instead? You should keep your plans close to your chest. The fewer people who know your next move, the less likely you are to encounter unnecessary distractions. And the less you talk, the more time and energy you can focus on taking real, meaningful action. Now, I'm not saying you should never share your plans with anyone. The right people, mentors, partners, those who can help, those are the people you should share with. But there's a big difference between seeking advice and giving away your plans to every person who will listen. Remember, success isn't something you announce before it happens. It's something you quietly build step by step, day by day, until the results speak for themselves. Your plan should be something you execute with discipline, consistency, and focus. Don't get caught up in the hype of sharing every detail before you've even put the work in. The world doesn't need to know every move you make along the way. What it needs to see is the outcome, the progress, the results that come from your hard work and commitment. You have to protect your plan for success. Keep it private, keep it sacred, and let the world be surprised by what you accomplish. You don't let the opinions or doubts of others derail your vision. Stay focused, stay committed, and stay silent about the details until they unfold in front of you. When your success arrives, it won't need a lot of explanation. It will speak volumes on its own. So take a moment and ask yourself, are you spending too much time talking about your plans, or are you spending enough time executing them? If you want to succeed, it's time to shift your energy from talking to doing. Keep your plans private, keep them clear, and let your results tell the story. The fewer people who know your plans, the more space you create to actually make them happen. Let's talk about your next move, because this is something that often gets overlooked. Everyone wants to know what's coming next, but here's a powerful secret: you don't have to tell them. The moment you start sharing your next big move, you open yourself up to distractions. People will want to give their opinions, offer unsolicited advice, or question your choices. And you have to ask yourself, are they the ones walking the path you're walking? Are they the ones putting in the work? No, they're not. So why give them a say in the direction of your future? When you're on the verge of making a move, whether it's a career shift, a business venture, or a life-changing decision, There's a certain power in silence. You don't need to tell everyone what you're planning to do. In fact, it's often better that you don't. The more you talk about your next move, the more you give others the chance to influence your thoughts and decisions. People will bring their own fears, doubts, and limitations into the conversation, and before you know it, you might start second-guessing yourself. Here's the truth. Your next move doesn't need validation from anyone else. When you're about to take a step, especially one that could change the course of your life, you need to have complete confidence in yourself. The less you talk about it, the less room there is for others to plant seeds of doubt or discourage you from following through. Move in silence. The less you share, the more you can protect your energy, your focus, and your vision. And by the time others realize what you've done, you'll already be far ahead of them. Think about it this way. Your next move is part of the journey that only you are walking. The people around you don't have the full picture, and their opinions are just noise in the background. There's no need to involve them in every decision, every step. Take action quietly without the need for external recognition or praise. Let your progress be the statement. Let your results speak louder than words. When you act in silence, when you keep your plans close and move with purpose, you are in control. You don't give away your power to anyone. You don't get distracted by what others are doing or what they think you should be doing. You move forward with confidence, knowing that every step is taking you closer to the person you're meant to be and the success you're working for. Remember, the less you share, the more space you have to grow. The less you talk about your next move, the more you can focus on making it happen. So when the time comes to make your next move, keep it private, keep it strategic, and let your actions be the proof that you're serious about your success. The world doesn't need to know what's coming next. Your results will speak for themselves. Let's talk about something that every one of us has to deal with at some point: self-doubt. Now, I know you've experienced it. We all have that little voice that whispers, "Can I really do this? Am I good enough? What if I fail?" It's natural to have those thoughts, but here's the reality. Self-doubt is not something you need to announce to the world. It's something that happens inside, and it should stay inside. The more you talk about it, the more power you give it. And the more power you give it, the more it will hold you back from achieving what you're truly capable of. Self-doubt is a fleeting emotion. It doesn't define you, it doesn't control you, and it certainly shouldn't dictate the actions you take. The moment you begin to share your doubts with others, you're inviting their opinions into the equation. Now, some people might try to reassure you, but others, without even meaning to, will validate those doubts and reinforce your fears. And that's not what you need when you're on the path to success. What you need is confidence. What you need is focus. What you need is the ability to acknowledge those doubts, but refuse to let them stop you. Every successful person has felt doubt at some point. Every single one. But here's the difference: they didn't let it define them. They didn't let it stop them from pushing forward, from taking the next step, from getting back up after falling down. They faced it, they acknowledged it, and then they moved past it. You don't need to make self-doubt a part of your story. You don't need to share it with the world. What you need to do is feel it, process it, and then shut it down. The less you talk about your doubts, the less you feed them. Instead, focus on building your confidence in private. Work on your skills, take action, and remind yourself of past victories, no matter how small. The more you build up your internal belief in yourself, the less room there will be for doubt. Over time, as you continue to take action despite your doubts, you'll begin to realize something powerful. Doubt isn't as loud as it seems. It's just a shadow, and shadows only have power if you let them. Remember, your confidence is built in silence. The world doesn't need to hear your doubts. The world needs to see your actions. The more you focus on what you can do, on what you've already done, and on what you're going, the less room there is for doubt to take hold. Every time you act in the face of doubt, you build your confidence. Every time you choose to move forward, despite feeling uncertain, you prove to yourself that self-doubt has no hold over you. So don't let your doubts become a topic of conversation. Keep them to yourself, face them in private, and move forward with the understanding that you are more than capable of handling whatever comes your way. The less you talk about your self-doubt, the more you take control of it. And soon you'll realize that self-doubt doesn't stand a chance against your action, your determination, and your belief in yourself. Keep your confidence high, your actions consistent, and your doubts quiet, and success will follow. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked but incredibly important: your health struggles. We all face challenges when it comes to our health at some point in our lives, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. These struggles are real. But here's the truth: you don't need to broadcast every health issue you face to the world. The more you talk about your health struggles, the more you make them a central part of your story. And that's not where you want your focus to be. Your health challenges don't define you. They're simply something you need to address and overcome. When you're struggling with your health, whether it's a temporary setback or a longer-term challenge, the last thing you need is to invite the opinions and advice of everyone around you. People love to tell you what you should be doing, what worked for them, or what they think is the right way to handle it. But here's the thing, no one knows your body like you do. No one understands your mind like you do. And no one can take responsibility for your health the way you can. So instead of talking about your health struggles, take action. Focus on what you need to do to improve your situation and move forward with determination and commitment. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion, and when it comes to health, people tend to give unsolicited advice. But the reality is, you don't need to hear it. You don't need to let other people's perspectives influence the way you approach your own health. You know what works for you. You know what doesn't. The key is to take responsibility for your health and keep the journey private. Keep your struggles to yourself, work on solutions in your own time, and focus on the steps that will get you where you need to go. Remember, every health challenge is an opportunity for growth. It's a chance for you to learn more about yourself, to build discipline, and to develop resilience. But that process is personal. It's not something that should be shared with the world at every step. Your health struggles should remain in the background while your actions speak louder than any words. Get the help you need from trusted sources, whether it's a healthcare professional, a mentor, or someone who has been through something similar, but keep the rest of the noise out of your journey. The more you focus on finding solutions and taking care of your health in silence, the more you give yourself the space and energy to heal. And don't let your health issues become a constant conversation. Don't let them become the center of attention. Instead, let your actions show the world that you're taking control and you're doing what it takes to get better. So when it comes to your health struggles, deal with them in private. Work on your recovery, stay focused on what you can control, and take action. The less you talk about your struggles, the more power you give yourself to overcome them. Your health is something that needs your full attention, not the opinions or distractions of others. Let your results speak for themselves. And remember, your greatest asset is your health. Take care of it quietly, consistently, and with unwavering commitment.